Weilà raga, how's it going everybody? Welcome to today's video. I'm going to call this episode 1 or lesson 1 of our small bite series. I've been thinking about this for some time, ever since I finished the Zero to Hero Italian grammar series, where we take you from Italian concepts proprio da zero, from zero, and work our way all the way up to the most advanced stuff. I've been thinking for such a long time, what comes next? How can we build on this? And I just got the idea a few moments ago, so I said, let's sit down and film the video right away. So I just finished having a lesson with one of my students, and I was like, ooh, this would be a nice one to share with more people. So here we are today. If you'd ever like to work with me live, as I always say in my videos, you're more than welcome to join us during our live weekly group lessons. I always have a link down below in the top line of the description if you'd like to learn more. So without further ado, let's go straight on over to the digital whiteboard. And I already prepared our phrase in English. So the way that this lesson is going to work, I'm just going to highlight here, as I always like to, small bite, or small bites. I'll probably put an S at the end. What I'm going to do is just focus on one example, hence the name small bite. That's the idea. And the point is also to incorporate things that we've already seen in past videos, most specifically the Zero to Hero Italian grammar series. And if there's a topic that comes up that we haven't yet covered in those videos, we'll make sure we cover it now. All right, so let's go over this first in English so we just know what we're dealing with here, so we can kind of get a lay of the land, and you can also see how I approach translations, because this is how I practice speaking. So I do things in the written language, I read something, I identify what's going on, and then we figure out how to put it together and we explain everything. Because if we're able to explain everything, that means we know it. And if we can't explain everything, then that's the next thing we study. That's my approach. Okay, so this phrase, if you will, this group of phrases begins as follows. Is this your mug, Mr. Rossi? The moment you see something like this, I do this all the time in my group lessons, the moment you see a title before someone's name, such as Professor, Doctor, Mr., Mrs., that is the cue, that's your hint. Okay, we're dealing with the formal register, the formal lei. So is this your mug, Mr. Rossi? Don't get up, I'll bring it to you. So when someone says don't get up, that's a command, that's imperativo. Then when someone says I'll bring it to you, double object pronoun alert. And then the expression I'll be right there. That's just a common expression, because right there, what does that really mean? It means you're going to be in that place quickly, right away. Right away is another way of describing this in English, but we don't say like giusto. Actually, you could probably say giusto proprio. You could say proprio, but we don't use the word for right as in corretto, like correct. We're not saying that. We're also not saying right as in the directional right, like destra, for example. This means quickly. All right, so subito. All right, so let's now break this guy down. I'm going to remove all of the underlining, the arrows, and the highlighting. That way it doesn't get in our way, okay? So we're going to take this sentence by sentence. Is this your mug, Mr. Rossi? Okay, I would say something like this. And maybe what I'll do is let's extract this one sentence. Let's copy it, and we'll bring it down over here. That way we can just focus on one thing at a time. Okay, is this your mug, Mr. Rossi? And I'm going to put it in blue. Where's my color? Here we go. Let's use this blue. I'm feeling that vibe today. Okay, so we can say è questa. So is this. And why are we saying questa? Because I need to think ahead to mug. What is the thing that is possessed? Mug. And mug is la tazza. So I'm just going to go like this. La tazza. Just so you remember. So la tazza. Is this your mug? Now, when I hear the word your, I have to ask myself, which your? Tu, lei, or voi? Here it's lei, because it's Signor Rossi. So that means è questa la sua tazza. Tazza is how we say mug, as we indicated also above. È questa la sua tazza? So, signor. So, signore is how we say Mr. or Sir. Usually before the person's name, we eliminate that last letter and we make it signor. So, è questa la sua tazza, signor Rossi? Okay? So at this point, if I had questions, if I'm not sure how to do this, I had to look something up online. That's my cue for, okay, that's the area I need to study. So è questa la sua tazza, signor Rossi? I capitalized the S in sua. You don't have to do that. I like to do that. I like to follow that rule, but not every Italian does. So that's up to you. È questa la sua tazza, signor Rossi? Cool. We got that first sentence. Very nice. Is this your mug, Mr. Rossi? È questa la sua tazza? Perfect. Or questa tazza è la sua? You can also say something like that. I'm just going to write that so you have it. Questa tazza è la sua? So questa tazza è la sua? And then you would say, Signor Rossi. You can also say that. Questa tazza è la sua? I like è questa la sua tazza. That's the way I like to say it. Very nice. Let's move on to the next group of sentences here. This is a good one. Beautiful. All right. I'm going to bring this guy down. Put him right over here. Okay. Oh, it included some other letters. We don't need these guys. Oops, where's my eraser? There we go. Thank you, gentlemen. We don't need you right now. Okay, don't get up, I'll bring it to you. So don't get up is a command, and I'm being formal. So I need to review the rules of imperativo with lei. I think we did that in the third video in our imperativo group of videos in the Zero to Hero Italian Grammar series. In whatever video we did it in, I'll link it down below for you guys. So imperativo with lei. Don't get up. The rule there is you use the congiuntivo presente form of the verb. And you can't attach the pronoun from alzarsi, which is a reflexive verb. So you also need to know reflexive verbs. So we're going to use alzarsi. And this si, this reflexive pronoun, is not going to attach onto the verb. It has to stay separated. So we say non si alzi, because this is the congiuntivo presente form of the verb. Non si alzi. I'll bring it to you. Remember, we're using the formal. So what are we bringing? La tazza. So this is going to be feminine. And it's to you, but it is the lei form. So we're going to use what double object pronoun? The one that looks like this. And seeing as it is a feminine thing, it's going to be la next to it. Okay? Now, if you want to do what I'm going to do, because it's formal, you can capitalize the G. So, non si alzi, gliela porto, because we're bringing it, I'm going to bring it, gliela porto subito. Gliela porto subito. Okay? So don't get up, I'll bring it to you. Non si alzi, gliela porto subito. Gliela porto subito. All right? And what is the very last one? Oh, I said I'll bring it to you right away because I was remembering the right away. I was like, what is this right away? Doesn't it have to be here? It's actually from this portion. Okay. That's quite all right. You could say glielo porto subito. Nothing wrong with that. Glielo porto subito. And then let's include with some extra letters. We're going to get rid of those. There we go. So I'll be right there. This is just a common expression to remember. I would go with arrivo subito. So arrivo subito for I'll be right there. They say I will arrive right there, or this is I arrive right there. If you want to say arriverò, you can. I don't think it's necessary. Arriverò subito, you could say that as well. I think arrivo is perfectly fine. You could also say vengo subito. So vengo subito. And just for fun, if you want to know how to say I'll be right back, I think I mentioned that at the top of our lesson. I'll be right back is torno subito. So let me show you that. So torno subito is I'll be right back. Yeah, I can't squeeze it in. Maybe I could have, but torno subito is I'll be right back. But I'll come right back, or I'll be right back. Oh wait, hold on a second. I'll be right there is arrivo subito. I'll be right back is torno subito. Wow, that is subtle. That is subtle. Because one is you're not there yet. I'll be right there. I'll be right there. You're not there yet. Arrivo subito. I will arrive. I will get there. But if I'll be right back, I've already been there. That's why we use the verb tornare. Ain't that something? You know what? Languages are really cool. I hope you guys feel the same way as me. Languages are really awesome. They're just really cool. All right, we're now going to write the whole thing. Let's do a different color. I'm feeling like let's do a forest green. Let's do that. Let's bring it all together, okay? So I'm now going to take the whole phrase and we're going to start from the top and we're going to do it all again, okay? And obviously we'll see as we continue to progress with these small bites if I'll always do it in this fashion. I just like to wing things. That's what I'm doing right now. We're just winging it. I like to just go wherever the pen takes me, wherever the lesson takes me. This is where it's taking me today. That's how I like to study. So we'll see what happens as time goes on. Okay, so let us begin. I'm actually going to make this a little bit smaller. Okay, so let us begin. Is this your mug, Mr. Rossi? So what was the way I said I like to say? È questa la sua tazza, signor Rossi? È questa la sua tazza, signor Rossi? Like, no, please, don't get up. I'll bring it to you. I'm going to continue it on the same line, if you don't mind. Non si alzi. Remember, imperativo in the formal A with reflexive verbs. Non si alzi. I'll bring it right to you, meaning I will bring to you right away, or quickly, or immediately. So that's the feeling I have. Wow, I keep having that feeling. Why am I saying right to you when there's no right there? The right there is later. That's just the vibe. That's just what's coming in my head, what I would say besides what I have written here. Wow, look at that. Feel free to do that in your translation. Like, speak the way you speak. I'll bring it to you. I wanted to keep it simple. I remember now why I wrote it this way. So I'll bring it to you is gliela porto. Yeah, gliela porto. Simple. I bring it to you. If you want to use the future and say gliela porterò, go for it. I'll be right there. Arrivo subito. There we go. Arrivo subito. And I'm going to use an exclamation point. There you have it, guys. Is this your mug, Mr. You're probably tired of hearing it. Is this your mug, Mr. Rossi? Don't get up. I'll bring it to you. I'll be right there. È questa la sua tazza, signor Rossi? Non si alzi. Gliela porto. Or gliela porto io. Let's do that. Did I do that at all today? I can't remember if we had that in this lesson. I should go back. Gliela porto io. Arrivo subito. Like, I'll bring it to you. Gliela porto io. I even like the way that sounds. How did I say it before? Scroll. Glielo porto subito. Wow. Gliela porto io. I like the way that sounds. There you have it, everybody. All right. Pretty good, right? So that is lesson 1 of our small bites. It may not necessarily imply that the video will be short, but The content, this is actually a lot of stuff, but we're focusing on one thing at a time. With multiple topics, we're stacking, we're compounding. That's what I said in the 30th lesson of the Zero to Hero Italian Grammar Series. That what makes Italian, or any language, advanced is the fact that you're compounding or stacking information. You're piling on more and more stuff from different areas all at once. It's totally doable. Take your time. I didn't go into depth with everything here, but I will link down below our videos on the Zero to Hero Italian Grammar Series that you can refer to cover all this stuff from zero. All right? All right, guys. Excellent. Thank you so much for tuning in and checking out today's video. Always remember to spread the love, and I'll catch you all next time. Ciao ragazzi. Ciao.